Well, Sir Victor, thanks very much for coming here today to speak to the Oxford Guild Business Society of the Oxford Union. I just had a few quick questions for you. Let's start off with your greatest challenge. You've been involved in a huge range of things throughout your career. What do you feel, if you could say there was one greatest challenge, what would it have been?
I think the greatest challenge has to have been the decisions that had to be made in the middle of the banking crisis in 2008, where the Board of Lloyds, which I chaired, had some big calls to make, and they were done in discussion with and in conjunction with government and regulators who were very concerned about impending disaster.
Yeah. And what's been the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
That's an interesting question. I think the best piece of advice I've ever been given, and you laugh at this, was before I came up to this university, my father read me the speech that Polonius gave to his son Laertes in Hamlet, where he talks about don't be a borrower, don't be a lender, take friends and clasp them to you, don't make friends easily, and the speech goes on with a bunch of advice like that. And I took it all pretty seriously, and it was very good advice. I'm not sure I always heeded it, but it was good advice.
Yeah. If you could do it all again, what were the main things you'd do differently?
Oh, very little. I mean, I've just been very lucky to have a career that's gone through kind of 4 iterations, which means I've had lots of interesting people I've met, lots of interesting challenges, some big ones. A lot of things, if I look back on them and think, did I do them right, would I have made different decisions? By and large, the answer is no. And I was I was lucky at lots of times in terms of time and space and place and opportunity.
Fantastic. And you started off in the world of corporate law. What made you want to move to the financial world?
Well, I've been doing it for 17 years, and somebody came along and said, would you like to head the corporate finance department of an investment bank that was on the move up and was growing? And it just seemed like the only opportunity that I'd ever get. I mean, it's not easy for lawyers to move from the profession to other things. And so to get that opportunity, to get it with a very senior management role, was a chance I thought I wouldn't get again. And I was about 40 at the time, and it didn't seem to have much risk attached to it, because the firm that I was a partner of was nice enough to say, you've got 2 years re-entry ticket. Yeah. So, why wouldn't you try something different? But I just thought I'd regret it deeply if I didn't try to do something else.
And speaking of which, you've been involved in a huge number of very high-profile organisations. What were the, I guess it's a hard question to answer, but what do you feel were the largest differences, I could say, between Clifford Turner and Charterhouse or RBS or Lloyds Banking Group?
Gosh, I mean, the differences are massive. I mean, but just to pick a couple of examples, being part of a newspaper group was immense fun because of the people who came in and the atmosphere and the creativity of the journalists. The atmosphere in the law firm when I was a partner there, where there were 24 or 25 partners, was just spectacular, because you had 24 or 25 people who you knew as friends, they were almost family, and you made decisions about the firm as a collective. There was always consensus. And that's an atmosphere that's never replicated in a corporate structure, where you're either somebody's boss or they're your boss. But they're probably the 2 things I'd pick out.
Okay, definitely. Well, thank you very much for your time, Sir Victor Blank. I'm Abbas, Kazmi, and this was an interview with Sir Victor Blank.